One claims me, the other one, you know, is iffy sometimes. But both of them are considered my spiritual fathers. And we came up under these brothers putting in hard work in this city.
Yes, sir.
Putting in pavement in the city. And it's interesting, met our student representative, Minister Farrakhan, Brother Willie, when a call was given. And a call was given looking for somebody that knew something about farming. And Brother Willie was like, he's a loving brother. It's like, it ain't me, but I know somebody. And he called out to a brother who was just so happened to be on the corner working, soldiering in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's right. And told him about a man. And that man went on a journey for over 20 years now, helping black people. That's right. Helping black people see the vision of having your own.
That's right.
Helping black people to see that you need to grow your own and grow and do some work. Helping us see to stop being lazy and go free. Helping us to see that we can do what we need to do if we just come together in unity and pull our resources, we can have our own. So we're thankful today to have our brother here, but we want to properly have him introduced by the representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan here in the city of Mosque number 92, our student minister here, Student Minister Willie Muhammad. Bring him over, round of applause.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, the all-wise, true and living God, who first appeared to us in the person of Master Father Muhammad, the great mighty who was to come, and has come, to restore we who was lost to the kingdom of Islam, and to destroy those who have destroyed us. We forever are grateful and thankful to Him for giving to us one from among us, divine reminder and comfort, the torchlight for America and the world, the sweet Holy Spirit, in the person of the Honorable Minister Louis. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was made into Elijah Muhammad on his country. So we have the ability to transfer the spirit and the energy of the first God of creation to one another. We got to learn how to understand it, appreciate it, submit to it, and execute it. I could be up here a good while if I really was talking about Dr. Richard. Because when I came back in the country, being gone 11 years in Central America, we went out there and bought a farm and in holy names, Razak. Razak means the provider, one that makes provision for others in advance. And I've learned, as the minister said, as we mature, we get greater understanding of what God gave you that you didn't understand when you got. But it also gives me to understand that that name projects 20 years in advance of what we think of today. And so to verify that, in 1975, when I left North America, once in Salem, North Carolina, with 3 vans, me and my other 2 brothers and their families, I think I had $72 in my pocket to leave the country, because those that didn't follow the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad and what this nation so-called failed, those that didn't want to follow the message, I said to hell with all of you, because I could not follow other than Elijah Muhammad. So I left. And we drove down there, and we bought a farm, paid cash for it, then made it very independent, went to the Declaration of Human Rights law to make sure that the Muslims had rights to their own private property, and the government, through the Declaration of Human Rights, said that they could not come on our farm unless we, as Muslims, invited them. So we got rights. And we have a lot of power, but we don't know how to tap into it and use it for our own benefit. So what you're going to hear here today is not the coming of God in person, but the reality of God in flesh.
Yes.
Everybody all right with it?
Yes,
yes, sir.
And so I just want to let you know that the table talks by Elijah Muhammad. Allah has this man thoroughly involved with this and a deeper understanding than most of us have about the table talk.
Yes, sir.
And then our Savior has arrived by Elijah Muhammad. This is the completion. This is the final call of any information for the word of Satan to be used before the coming of God in person, not in Master Fard Muhammad, who already come, but in the one that he came to raise up. And not in just Elijah Muhammad, and not just in Minister Farrakhan, but in every one that he said, when you're looking at the black man, you're looking at who? Well, how you going to deny that if Elijah bring it? And he was the only one in history that was given the power to turn the hearts of the fathers back to the children, and the children's hearts back to the father, as I come to smite the earth with the earth. What is going on right now? We are cursing ourselves out of ignorance. And so this brother is going to do this for us today, bring us back to where the final call, just before it expires, with a new world order that you are not trying to get to know. It's already, the spirit of it is already present. But the reality of it being manifested in flesh is only a few. But this is one of them from my observation and understanding of these teachers as I watch and study the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his phase of the work of the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He always referred to him as the master teacher. And so this is what I'm asking you to do today. Submit to being received and receiving of Master Fard Muhammad's spirit, mind, and mission today in our world. This is what it says, English lesson number C1. C1, why C? It's got to be what? Clear. Come on now, I need y'all to walk with me for a few days because I'm claiming my Godship. I ain't claiming perfection. I'm claiming my Godship at the mustard seed level. With just what? The faith of the size of a mustard seed. You can move out. Sir. Well, you can really build a real powerful farm and a community with a mustard seed. And so this is what this brother and his wife is doing. And I'm so proud to be one of the ones that got a chance to meet him, like I said, on the corner. He was a little disappointed at the time because he was the one that was walking with the messenger, and after they didn't see his physical face, they said, well, he must be gone. But let me go ahead and bring him on because when you're in the presence of God and your family member that really practicing the teaching, then you get an energy and a level of concentration that you really can't talk about too easily. So this is what it said. My name is W.F. Muhammad. I came to North America by myself. My uncle was brought over here by the trader 379 years ago. My uncle cannot talk his language. He does not know that he is my uncle. He lacks the devil because the devil gives him nothing. Why does he lack the devil? Because the devil put fear in him when he was a little boy. Why does he fear now? Now, since he is a big man. Because the devil taught him to eat the wrong food. So God prepared one through this mosque, 92 in the night, to activate the reality of God in person in the form of a Khalifa, which means a farmer, that has control of this teaching and understanding of products and the earth to be here with us today. Now, if you don't take what he says with you today, then it's nothing that I can say or do for you. I got to follow the divine rules and regulations and the laws. And so this man has been doing that by himself in the beginning. So now God is bringing him back to the family. Now let's see how we can receive him and take advantage of what God sent him here to us today. You say, well, the seats are not full. Well, everybody ain't true believers on the front line. But he's there. And we trying to be there, right?
Yes,
All right, so let's receive Dr. Abdul Rizli
Abdul Bookme.
Rizli Abdul Bookme, because we always Dr. Rizli. You understand? So let's bring him on with a warm round of applause.
I don't claim him. He claimed that I brought him in the nation. I don't claim him. I don't claim him. He got too big for me to claim him now. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, sir.
The name of Allah who came to us in the person of a man. The man's name is Master Farad Muhammad. Not a school. The son of man. The name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the black man from Deep Stem outside of Sandersville, Georgia, who when he saw and heard this man, he knew exactly what he was looking at.
Right, that's right.
And as it says in the street, it takes one to know one.
Right, that's
We're
right.
talking about the honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was made into a God by a God. And in the name of I can't say most honorable, they don't do that. I said the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, even though I think he is very honorable, but he's not as honorable as Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So he said, don't say most honorable. He said honorable. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You hear the back.
Yes, sir.
Who was the best student
Right, that's right.
of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. By being the best student, he has been transforming himself into the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and into Master Farad Muhammad, and the man who brought the nation of Islam back from absolutely nothing. I'm going to get into that very shortly. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I'm letting the preacher greet peace, my son.
Alaikum salam, sir.
As you see, I'm not used to being out. And at the farm, a little touch like that don't do nothing. Okay. It don't do nothing because I deal with heavy equipment. I'll tell you something that shot me when I first went down to Georgia. I started shaking hands. And I noticed people had stuff missing. Fingers missing. One man had a whole arm missing. Now, right there, I said, something's wrong here. And immediately I figured it out. Farming is the second most dangerous occupation in America.
Yes, it is. That's right. Wow.
It's not the first. You won't guess what the first is, because I didn't know until somebody told me. You know what the first is?
Yes, sir.
Logging.
Oh, right.
Cutting down trees and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first one. It tears up more bodies and more pieces of equipment. But the second one is farming. And when people come to work on the farm, I tell them, for the first time maybe in your life, you have to keep up with all your extremities.
Right.
You don't want your feet in the bush that you can't see what's in that bush.
Right.
You want to reach down into something that you can't see what's in there.
Right, that's right.
I don't even allow the people on the farm to listen to music in their ear when they're out in the field.
Yes, sir. Right.
Because they might not hear a rattlesnake.
Right.
Okay, we've never been bitten by nothing. All praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. But I keep a lot of rattlesnakes. Now, I don't run them down now, but if they're in my field, I'm going to give me a whole tam up. If they come across the road, I run off my pickup truck. But once the snake goes across the road, I don't go behind the snake looking for him.
Right.
Okay, that's his territory.
Right.
Now the road is my territory. Now if he's in the field and I'm trying to pick something, and I got a hope in my hand, okay, well you got to go, bro. You understand? Now if you go before I come back with my hope, then you got to wait. You understand what I'm saying? But a rattlesnake, he go let you know. He go rattle. Okay? Now moccasin, he a little slick. Okay? But a rattlesnake go rattle. So I tell the people, I don't need no talking in the fields. Okay? I don't need nobody to get hurt. Because it's dangerous out here. And I tell people, when you're working on any type of equipment, know where your feet and your hands are. I had a brother fix a piece of equipment. People rock on his foot, and right now he's so embarrassed, he's afraid to show his new wife his foot, his toe. He keeps it covered. That's how ugly it is from being smashed. Okay? So, you have to pay attention to everything.
Yes, sir.
Right, that's right.
And I thank Allah for the opportunity of being in that environment to learn what the game is. And I'm going to talk to you all about this game. We as a people invented agriculture.
Yes.
We were brought, over to Africa and Asia. We brought the science over here to them. They brought us over here and we built this country for them on every level.
That's right.
And then over the last 50 years, they have taken away our ability to do anything. You younger people don't know this, but when I was coming up, they had shop in high school.
That's right.
Right, that's right.
They had shop. They had home economics
Right,
for the
that's right.
sisters in high school. So when you come out of high school, at least you'll be able to repair your closet. At least you'll be able to fix your bathroom.
Right.
At least you'll be able to cook your own food and sew some clothes.
That's right.
At least you'll be able to fix a car.
Right, that's right.
That was all training in high school.
Right.
Now you come out of high school, you don't know how to do nothing but to fill out an application to go to college or to sell drugs and go to jail. You don't know nothing.
Make a play.
This has all been engineered, social engineering, to put us in a position so now that the call for freedom and separation, we're afraid to do it.
Come on.
Because we think that we'll go off in the woods and die somewhere the way they showing us people dying in Africa, starvation and stuff.
Right.
So they got it in your head, you can't lead a white man now.
Right.
Only way you can lead to be successful is to be a rapper or a dancer
Right,
or a
that's right.
ball player.
That's right.
That's all. Rapper, dancer, ball player. Rapper, dancer. It's people telling, it's doctors are telling their own children not to go into medicine. Because they have been made a slave in the medical field. The doctors.
That's right.
The medical doctors. So America has been and is a slave-making system.
Yes, it is.
Now, Mr. Willie, he read from the Supreme Wisdom, English lesson C1. And he talked about the uncle, my uncle. This is Master Farad Muhammad talking, and he's talking about his uncle. Now, who is your uncle? What's the relationship between your uncle? How does he relate to you? Yeah. Huh? What is the relationship of your uncle to you? Huh? No.
My father's brother or my
Or your father or your mother's brother.
Right.
Father's brother. That's your uncle. Right? So here comes Master Farad Muhammad, who we say is God in person, the long-awaited Messiah, the Son of Man, the Messiah, he was supposed to come after 400 years. And here he says, I came looking for my uncle.
Right.
Wait a minute. You're looking for the brother of your father. Now, it was your father, who we say is Alfonso,
Right, that's right.
who told the scientists that he was on the board with. This is one of the 12 scientists.
Come
Right.
on, teacher.
I'm going to make a son to go over and bring my people back to civilization
Right.
before we destroy them, the devil.
Yes, sir.
Now, he had that much wisdom to know what time it was and to make a son.
That's right.
Go up in the Caucasus Mountain, get a white woman, clean her up, because he know he'll send her in amongst white people and they would kill a black person. From
Right,
talking that
right.
Go
noise.
ahead, make a play.
So he made somebody that could sneak in under the cover of white flesh.
Right, that's right.
And yet he sent him to find his uncle.
Yes.
Find Master Farad Muhammad uncle or Alfonso's brother. Now if he's his brother, that means he must be a god.
Right. Make a play.
But he don't know he's a god. And he went to find the God, and now the God has become the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam.
Right, that's right.
not Minister Farrakhan, not Master Farad Muhammad.
Make it plain.
Master Farad Muhammad is the God of the universe.
Right.
But the God of the Nation of Islam, which is the people in the universe, and his nation in this universe, is always going to be Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
Right.
He said, wait a minute. You mean to tell me we gonna live forever? No. Not in flesh.
Right.
But everything we do from here out will be based on his teaching,
That's it.
based on his mind. So all we can do is implement what he already has put in place.
Right.
We can sit together in committees and we can debate on how it should be done and come out with something that everybody will follow. But ain't nobody gonna be the leader of the Nation of Islam other than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why Mr. Farrakhan don't take that position.
Right. That's right.
He don't take that position. Even though I said to you, he rebuilt the Nation of Islam that was completely destroyed by Elijah Muhammad's son, Wallace, completely destroyed the nation, sold everything off, took us out of our bow ties, took us out of eating properly, okay, made us ugly and fat, dropping teeth, I'm telling you.
Right.
And then Mr. Farrakhan comes back, and just with a word, no money from the outside, with a word, he gets it back together. Then we got Mosque Maryam again, we got the palace. You know, when you see all those things, and people don't talk about, you know, Farrakhan sitting up there, that should have been my seat. We could have bought it, nigga.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
He bought it.
Right.
That's right.
Right. That's right.
It was for sale.
That's right.
Wallace sold it.
That's right.
So the minister bought the palace.
Right.
He bought the National Center.
That's right.
And now he bought the farm that I'm on.
That's right.
So they sold that too.
Right.
We bought it back. 4,500 acres. We got back 1,600 acres of it. But they sold off 4,500 acres of all the equipment. So Mr. Farrakhan, through the 3 Economic Savings Program, raised the money to get the farm that I'm working on now. So if anybody gonna roll up on me and tell me, oh, Farrakhan sitting in my seat. Well, you could have bought it when it was for sale. But you didn't.
Right. That's right.
So, you know, get out of my face. And now that Farrakhan has been on the wheel, you can really get out of my face. Anyway.
Right.
We'll get into that in a minute, because this is real.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we have a community of
Come on.
Muslims? Okay? Why are black people disunited? Because in the deep heart of black people, the white man is God.
That's right.
Deep down.
And black people are the cursed children of Ham. That's deep in our soul,
Right.
driven into us, to the point that we look at each other and we don't see no benefit. I used to tell my brother Willie, look, Mr. Farrakhan said that the white man has replaced himself, put himself between us and the universe.
Right.
We are sucking from the breast of the white man, like a baby from the mother. We don't get nothing directly from the earth. We get everything through him. Now, when we had our own country, our own civilization, we depended on each other for survival.
Right.
That's why you had some unity, because you're not dependent on another black person to survive in America. As a matter of fact, he competing with you.
Right.
You know, that's competition. He's trying to get what you want. So y'all always struggling, fighting one another to get it from the white man. Because he is the master. He got the guns, he got the butter, he got the wheat. Okay? He got everything.
Right.
You feel. And so when we come to you and say, let's go for sale, your knees start to shake.
Right.
You go in the club and they start shooting, you duck down, and when the shooting's over, you go back to dancing. So you ain't scared of death, but you're scared of the white man.
Right. Right.
It's like a dog. We've been trained just like you do a dog. And if y'all have a dog and train a dog, you got to put fear in that puppy when he's small.
Right. That's right.
Because if he grow up, he don't have no fear of you, he'll bite you.
That's right.
He'll try you. You got to put fear in that dog, even though he used to be a wolf, but he ain't no wolf no more. Even with that, each time you got to train him, each one.
Right.
You got to put some fear in that little dog So when he grow up, he don't start feeling his Cheerios and bite your behind, right? But that's the way they've done us. And they continue to do things to put fear in us.
Yes.
We're going to show you some things in a minute. I like to use PowerPoint, okay?
Yes.
Because it keeps me on track. Because I wind up going all the way over here and not giving y'all some information. So let me go to my crutch. Some people don't need the crutch. I need the crutch, okay? Now, the title is, let's be up there. It's separate. It's time to leave. It's time to leave. See, we think in terms of separate. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Why we gonna do it? I'm gonna leave some things behind if I separate. Well, I'm gonna show you today, hopefully, what you're gonna leave behind and why you need to get out and leave to save the planet Earth. Later about your little black self.
Right.
Who the hell are you? You don't think nothing of yourself. That's why you're gonna do nothing for yourself. So get out of yourself and start thinking for the whole.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Start thinking for the planet Earth and all the people on the planet.
Yes, sir.
That's your mission, not you to have a fine car or a big house and friendship and all walks of life. Those are some benefits of life, but that's not the reason that you should be living today.
Right, that's right.
There's a person on the planet that is destroying our planet.
Right.
We all know who he is. We know what he's doing. But you look at him like he's a god that can't be stopped.
Right.
Even denying what he's doing. Oh, there's no global warming. And you hear it all the time. Sea levels going up. The ice caps is melting.
Yes.
But it ain't no global warming. While he's destroying it, he's going to make you think that he ain't destroying it, so you will stay with him long enough to take you down with him.
That's it.
So you got to understand what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a creature
Yes, sir.
who hates your shadow.
Right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
You're dealing with a creature who hates his flesh.
That's
Right.
right.
He ain't happy in his own skin.
That's right.
I saw a white boy running one day. I think about 20, 22 years old. He was running as fast as he could. And if an ant lifted up his head, it would trip him up.
Okay.
There was no lift at all.
Wow.
Now you imagine living in a body like that?
Right.
No. No. No.
No lift at all? Look at an old white woman. Then look at an old black woman next to one another. And realize that the old white woman see the same thing you see. Look at Cecily Tyson. Look at Lena Horne before she passed.
Right.
And Lena Horne was almost white. Almost. All it took was what?
One drop.
One drop.
One drop of us to keep her looking like that. Now, we don't look like that no more, most of us now, because we done took that drop and filled it up with pork and wine. Woo, Lord, have mercy. I mean, we just getting ourselves ugly. That we look like a hog, sound like a hog. The new song raps up. What the hell is that?
What is that?
That ain't no music.
Not music.
That's an animal grunt.
That's right.
You grunt like an animal.
Right.
That's how low they done brought us. From being the gods of the universe. I say God, I don't mean, I didn't misspeak. I didn't say God, I didn't say gods and goddesses. Because the Farrakhan said there ain't no such thing as a goddess.
Right. Right.
They're gods.
God.
Male and female.
Right.
Gods. Okay? So then it took us down, praise be to Allah. So then it took us down from gods, flipped it to dogs, right? And we be barking. Come on now. Okay, that's why I got this thing in. Next slide. Okay, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Praise the
Who has fulfilled the works of the Messiah? This is from the Holy Quran, Surah 3:47-48. And he will teach him the book and the wisdom and the Torah and the gospel, and make him a messenger to the children of Israel, saying, I have come to you with a sign from your Lord, that I determine out of dust the form of a bird, and I breathe into it, and it becomes a bird with Allah's permission. And I heal the blind and the leprous, and bring the dead to life with Allah's permission. And I inform you of what you should eat and what you should store in your houses. Surely there is a sign in this for you, if you are believers. We say this is referring to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because Prophet Muhammad did not teach the people what to eat, how to eat, and what to store in your houses. He didn't teach them that. Jesus didn't teach you what to eat and what to store in your houses. As a matter of fact, when y'all go to the church meetings, the preacher get up, or the deacon get up to rise, Peter, slay and eat. That's because Peter supposedly has seen this blanket sheet come down out of heaven with all types of meat on it. Now, a lot of it was forbidden, like the hog. But he said, no, rise, Peter, slay and eat. So that means it's okay to eat hog. All right? Jesus never said that. So, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, how to eat to live, and what you should store in your houses, getting ready for the famine.
Right.
That's about to go down.
Right.
Okay? And really the famine is really going to be a mercy. Because right now you're dying slowly. And you ain't doing nothing to protect and save yourself. Because they got it so stupid that you get a symptom. They give you a pill.
That's right.
You buy the pill, and one of the side effects of the pill is a fatal incident.
Yeah.
How many fatal incidents can you afford? You buying death, and they telling it to you. So that means when you die, your folks can't sue them.
Right.
He said, I told you it may be a fatal incident. He just caught one of the fatal incidents.
Right.
But I told him. But we're buying that stuff. That's how low. How low can you go? That's how low. Pretty low. So, what you should eat and what you should store in your houses. Like I said, how to eat to live. The book from God to tell you how to eat to live. Now, why are our people fighting us to stay on the hog? The same way they're fighting us to stay in Christianity. Because they know that their God wants them to eat the hog. Their God is the white man.
That's right.
And they know if they be accused of being a Muslim, they're out of luck with the white man.
That's right.
Or Arsenio Hall let Mr. Farrakhan speak on his TV show, and he was gone for about 5 years. No more Arsenio Hall. And when he came back, in the first program he came back in, he started talking about eating some hog, eating some pig. So they said, okay, you come on back in now.
Yeah.
So, you eat it because you know Master wants you to eat it. Because you love Master, because the Master gives you nothing. And why would you love somebody who gives you nothing? Because he has made you think that you are nothing.
Right. Right.
I'm going to tell a little story. I had a dog. My dog died. My dog and my wife didn't get along. The dog wanted to be in the house because my wife was in the house. Dogs, you got to stay outside, dog.
Right.
The dog then would tear up my wife's outside pillows on the furniture, outside furniture. He would tear that up. So, I beat him. My wife said I was too late in training him. I should have trained him earlier. I tried to train him later, and he wouldn't act right. So I beat him. I stopped feeding him. I wouldn't even say his name, and he wouldn't leave. He still hang around the farm. He would not leave. And so he stopped chewing up on the furniture. And so I said, okay. So I said, okay, Cheetah. I said, okay, Cheetah. And patted him on his head. That night, he went and tore my wife's pillow. He hadn't messed with her stuff for months while I was treating him like a dog. I mean, treating him like a dog. Man. Time I was nice to him, he turned right around and attacked her pillows.
Oh, wow.
I mean, when I saw that, the teaching just, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Long as I wasn't getting him nothing.
Right.
No food, no water, not even the time of day, wouldn't pat him on the head, wouldn't say his name, throw rocks at him, to run him off the farm. Did some other things that was illegal to get rid of him. I ain't gonna say what it was, they gotta figure that out. And he still wouldn't leave. And he died this past year. He would stay over there, and the guys who work on the farm would, you know, throwing some bones every now and then, you know. He finally died of old age. My wife made a snake bit him, I don't know. I really miss my dog Cheetah. But Cheetah taught me. I never understood Negroes until I got me a dog. I understand Negroes because I understand Cheetah. I seen this in action. I treated him like a dog, didn't give him nothing. And every time he seen me, he tried to get close to me. In time, I treated him nice. He knew why I was beating on him because of what he was doing with my wife's stuff.
Right.
So he went and did that. I said, why would he do that? That's all I think about is that I never could understand the Negro until they got a dog. Because you treat a Negro, you give him nothing, he'll treat you right. You try to be nice to him, he try to run over and use you. That's what we're made into.
Right.
All right? It's all being recorded, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, we turned the wheat that we grow into flour, and now we've got a bakery down there in Broadwood, near the farm, of Muslims who bake bakery. All praise to Allah. This is going to be important as we go down the line in this presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because this thing is very, very serious now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're dealing with somebody who had 6,000 years to rule, and he see his time is going, and he see us waking up. Let me. This is something I didn't have in the presentation. I'm gonna put up on Facebook one of these days. I want to help you to understand the mentality of white people. Just travel with me. Suppose that I had robbed this brother right here of everything. He was a wealthy businessman, had a nice home. I went and robbed, stole all this stuff. He was stolen his identity. So when I come and I see him, he don't know what I did. When I see him, if he gives me any inclination that he done figured out that was me,
Right.
what do you think I'm gonna do? Either I'm gonna get away from him or I'm gonna kill him.
Right, that's right.
So that's why they're always checking us out
Right.
to see whether he woke or not.
Right.
Because they're afraid that if you wake up, you're gonna kill them. They know they deserve to die because they know what they did.
Right.
I'm sorry you can't help this, black folks with white folks. They know what they did.
Yes.
And they're afraid that one day judgment is going to come to them.
That's right. That's right.
And so when you show any signs that you see them, then they say they felt threatened for their life.
Yeah. Right. That's right.
Any sign that you won't bow down, that's why, thank you, Lord Jesus, you love everybody, me too, Lord. I love everybody like you too, Lord loves you. Oh, now that's okay. He dead. He's safe. Okay? You there slopping up some hog and said, okay, he dead. He's slave. You didn't stop eating hog. That becomes a problem.
Yeah. Right.
You be at your job. All of a sudden, you stop eating hog.
Right.
Some cracker go ask you. Oh, I see, you don't eat hog no more?
No.
No. Oh, what? You a Muslim? See, so everything is about keeping us in check
It is.
because we used to be now coming back into being the God of this planet. Okay, we transformed this planet. The Nile River, we built that. 4,000 miles, we built that river. It's not a natural river. I'm getting that today. We built that river.
Right.
You did the pyramids or something. That is true. They are something, but we built that river. We have transformed this planet. We are the gods of this planet. But now we've been put into a low position. And the enemy has taken our knowledge and wisdom that he took out of us to build a heaven for himself and then lied on our mothers and fathers to say that they didn't know nothing.
Yes, right.
That's wicked. And so they look at you, he worried. You see me? You see me? If you think you see him, you are out of it with him. Okay? Integration destroyed us as a people. Why? Because when you're among white folks, they demand that you disunite from your people.
Right, that's right.
You in the cafeteria at school, and some blacks want to sit together. Somebody go say something.
Yep, right.
Somebody go say something. You at work, and you want to eat or hang out with the black folks at the job. Somebody go say something.
Right.
You got to have at least one token white folk with you all the time.
All the time.
Or somebody gonna say something. Okay, let's go on. I can talk all day rambling. But anyway, flour mill at Muhammad Farm. That's me with the flour, making the flour out of wheat. So we got Muhammad Farm whole wheat flour. We got the muffin mix, Sister Ann's muffin mix. Oh, Sister Ann, stand up, Sister Ann. She put up with me. Once y'all know me, then you can stand up when I say that. I'm a hell of a person.
Yes, he is.
Because I'm a driver.
Yes, he is.
And I know I'm in war.
Come on.
Well, other people sleep and playing. I know I'm in war. I know who the enemy is.
That's right.
And at every turn, I'm always awake.
Yes, sir.
For every little trick he got.
That's right.
To try to block it and fight it. Even though my people don't even know what the hell I'm doing, don't know the effect. But me and my wife, we know, we have seen the white man change.
Right.
We've seen him change stuff in his stores.
Right.
Right.
Based on we exposed the high fructose corn syrup about 10 years ago.
That's right.
And now they're coming back with sugar.
Yeah.
Okay, we know where that came from.
That's right.
Y'all don't know. Well, the white man and me, and us, we know where that came from. MSG, being taken out of Campbell soup, we know where that comes from.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
People afraid of a GMO, which you should be, we know where that comes from.
Right.
So we've been working this since 1999, trying to tell you about Terminator genes.
That's right. That's right. I mean,
Terminator gene. Better find out just what we mean. You're eating good now, but you're going to eat lean. Changing the nature of everything green. They're changing the nature of the living seed. You grow it one time and it won't repeat. Farmers going to have to pay so much for a seed that they go quick and you won't eat. No, 3 minutes. We're not going to do that today. But these people are going into the DNA of things
Go ahead.
to find the secret of God and His creation to destroy it.
Yeah.
Okay. We picked up some whole wheat bread when we was up in Chicago one day, Savior's Day, and we said, look, you know, we want some good bread, so we went down to, what was that? Trader Joe's?
Yeah, Trader Joe's.
And we got some whole wheat bread. And we looked on the back of the bread, and they got soybean in it.
Right.
Soybean, old soy flour. Don't you need soy flour in whole wheat bread? Then you got corn syrup, and you got lecithin, which comes out of soy, and you got something called L-cysteine, whatever they're calling it, L-cysteine. L-cysteine is an amino acid. You see this thing right here?
Come on, bring it out.
You see this thing right here?
Talk it up.
Smartphone.
Yes.
You can find anything you want to,
Yeah.
if you know what to ask. So put in L-cysteine, it'll tell you an amino acid most often synthesized from human hair, is found in most commercial bread products.
And the bread.
Hair in the bread. Now it's okay, sisters, for you to wear Chinese hair. But don't eat the hair in your bread. And the Chinese, I love it when I do this. The Chinese, for thousands of years, the women saved their placenta from childbirth and used that to put in their girls' hair. Make it silky, smooth, and long. So when you are eating bread, you are eating human hair that comes from China. But most of them come from China. And they put placenta in their hair. So go out there and get you some bread. Get your sandwich. And eat your hair. See, we don't know what we're playing with. I'm going to try to help you to see it. So we got to decide on what we're going to do. And again, like I said, let's get out of this little personal thing. You see, Negroes, all of them think they got a little cooler spot in hell than somebody else. They know we in hell, but my spot is kind of cool right now. But then when the heat come on, they don't want to run through the community, get everybody to come and help them when they was not there to help nobody else. Because they was just out there all by themselves, for themselves, and now they need some help. Ain't nobody coming to help them. They're all angry. So, but soybeans, soy flour, why they got all this stuff? Soy has been genetically modified. Corn has been genetically modified. We'll get into that in a minute. Cancer was injected into us through vaccines. The HeLa cells are used to produce vaccines. The HeLa cells are the cells, you ever heard of Henrietta Lacks?
Yes.
The immortal cell, or immortal, germ, immortal cell. Well, they use her cells to produce vaccines from. Through vaccinations, polio vaccine, her HeLa cells are in all of us. Through vaccinations, the polio vaccine in particular, that Elijah Muhammad told us not to take. Then we feed it. Now, when they were saving the HeLa cell so that it could reproduce itself and survive, they fed it stuff from a chicken, from beef, and from placenta. And now they give it to us, fast food chicken, fast food beef. They grind up everything on the chicken and the beef and put it in that stuff, and the placenta through the hair. So this is how you are feeding. Y'all ever heard of Rosemary's Baby?
Yes.
Well, that's what we're carrying. If you had vaccination, you are carrying Rosemary's Baby. And you feeding it with these poisons that are in the food system is feeding that baby. Then you go and they take a scan and they see that baby growing. It don't look like a baby, just something growing out of place. And then they start giving you chemicals, start cutting on you, and that's when they kill you. You know? Starve the baby out by coming away from processed foods. Starve the baby out by doing some fasting. Starve the baby out by working out and building up your immune system, but working out, when you work out, your body gets hot.
Yes, sir.
Right? Where you're burning up toxins in your body.
That's right.
Drink more water.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You can fight cancer. Because there ain't nothing but a cell that's in you, and you the God over your body. And now they're coming out here from Duke University. They had it on 60 Minutes. At Duke University last year, 2 years ago, they said they come out with a cure for cancer. Where they take and let you know what that cancer cell is, because it's hidden. The cancer cell cloaks itself, so your white blood cells that kill intruders don't know it's an outsider. Okay? That's what the placenta is all about. You see, that placenta protects the baby from being destroyed in the womb. That's why they put that in the formula for protecting the HeLa cell, because they took it from the woman's cervix, a reproductive organ. That's where they took it from. And they turned it into a cancer cell, and then they put it back in her, and then made more out of that, and then took it, and now they're multiplying that. And they're giving it to all of us. So we can fight this thing by starting eating the right food and fasting and exercising and praying. We can fight these things, but time you let it in your body, give them permission to cut on you, to stick you some more, or permission to take all them drugs, then they got you, and they can go to God himself and say, I didn't make them do nothing. I put on the labels that they can read. All they have to do is go and study, and they realize what there was. I didn't hide nothing from them. So they bought this. You can't accuse me. All I did was ask. For you all Bible scholars and Quranic scholars, I don't know all the Quranic verses in there, but that is in there right now. The devil's going to say, I just asked them. And they came. I had no power over them.
That's right.
Right? So that's what he's done. So he's bird flat killing me softly. That's what they're doing.
Yes, sir.
And we're accepting it. We're buying into it. No, I'm not going to sing this song. So, dear Satan, get out of God's wheat. This past Thursday, I was driving back from the coast fishing, which I don't do it a long time. I don't have time to fish, but I needed to take a break before somebody killed me because I was just too needy. So I need to take a break. Anyway, I come back and I hear about Aretha Franklin died. At 4 o'clock, I heard she passed. Then at the end of the program, on the news report, they said, they talked about the stock market. The stock market went up almost 400 points. I'm telling you, the stock market go up because Aretha died? But then at 6 o'clock, I said, oh. At 6 o'clock, it came on that day, Thursday. The scientists have finally broken into the wheat genome. They have already broken into rice, they've broken into corn, they've broken into humans. They said that the DNA of wheat is more complicated than the DNA of humans.
Wow.
Now don't take it from me. You can go to read the article. Let's put it on there, breaking into wheat. Let's put it in there, wheat genome. Then it come up the articles this past Thursday where the scientists, they say, have broken into the, they call it the nightmarish genome of the wheat. Because it's been a nightmare to get in there. They've been trying to get in there. Because once they get into the DNA, then they can manipulate the DNA and put into the DNA what they have put into corn, soybeans, cotton, canola. And what did they put in there? The farmers don't know it, but I do because I just read it was on the internet. They keep tracking it down. Hell, they said in 1999, a company called Epicite out in California produced a corn that has in it a germ that they had put in it, taken out of women who have an immunity to sperm. Some women cannot get pregnant because they attack sperm like an outside germ. And it is an outside germ. That's why, guys, you got to be nice to them. Burn little sperm up. Anyway, so they took that and put it into the corn. So then, when they raise this corn, and if you eat the corn, if you're a woman, then your body becomes immune to sperm. And if a man eats the corn, It kills the sperm. So, and they found out that they only need a little bit. So, at one time they were trying to genetically modify all the crops. But they realized that they could modify these crops, these 4 main crops, and then get you to eat their processed foods, even whole wheat bread. It's got corn in it, okay? From the lecithin, the corn syrup. It's got soy in it, soy flour, okay? They got some type of oil. Cottonseed oil is used a whole lot because it's just, when they grow the cotton, they have the seed, they pull the seed out when they clean it, and they take the oil. And then the canola. So if you look on the back of any processed food and read the label, you're going to find 1 or all 4 of those on any processed food. You will not find a processed food, meaning something that's been tampered with, something they've turned like spaghetti or, anything they have done anything with. They're going to put 1 or all 4 of those in there. Now, when Whole Foods sold out to Amazon a few months ago, Whole Foods was going to label all the products that were GMO in their stores. But Amazon said, well, we're not going to do that. What we will do, we will follow the USDA recommendations. Now, the USDA recommendations is that on any label, the main crop, like on this one, whole grain flour, okay? The first one on the label, the first one is the one that has the majority by weight, okay? Now, as long as that one, the first one, is not genetically modified, you don't have to list whether any other ingredients are. That's the new USDA regulations. So as long as it is not a soy product, meaning the soy is the main ingredient, they don't have to list whether it's GMO or not. But all they need is to get this in you, even under the cover of the whole wheat. Now, the reason they had to do that is in 1996, they come up with the Flavor Savor tomato. They genetically modified a tomato. But the problem with the Flavor Savor tomato is that when the people ate the tomato, there was no flavor. So the DNA changed. They thought it was going to change one thing, changed something in the tomato that it was not pleasing to the taste. You see, we have a nose and a tongue. Properly utilized, they can save you from being poisoned. You pick up something that don't smell right, and the first time you taste it, your tongue, it don't taste right, you should let it go, right? But now somebody, oh, it's all right, girl, it's all right, guy, boy, man, come on, man. No, suck it up, man. You just a punk, man. It's all right. You get used to it. That's why you get used to it. Like, chitterlings. I mean, chitlins. I was a little boy, and I was staying with this lady who takes care of me, and she had some chitterlings cooking, and I said, ooh, that smells like doo-doo. Boy, I got the biggest whooping. Biggest whooping. I was forced to sit there and eat that doo-doo. But that's what it smelled like.
That's right.
But now, you're forced to eat it. Eat it, it's good for you. You know that don't smell right. It just don't smell right. So, again, but they found out when you do processed foods, they also add all type of different flavors in there. Okay? That hides. Do you know what vanilla comes from? And, vanilla extract. Not the one you buy in the store, but what's in ice cream, all that vanilla, you know where it comes from? From beaver butt. Near the anus of the beaver, there's a scent bag. And that is what they use to make most of your vanilla flavor. Okay? It's natural though. So it's all natural vanilla ice cream. Beaver butter. But it's natural. Okay? This is what you're dealing with, y'all. Man, this is Satan, man. Look, there's a difference between the devil and Satan. Devil just hates you. Devil just greedy. But Satan is sneaky as hell.
Right.
He is the man of sin. Meaning that he don't just sin, he wants you to sin. And trick you into sin.
Right.
That's why he make evil seem fair seeming.
Right.
These Jews who created Hollywood now are making being gay okay.
Right.
So now the people talking about they confused as to who they are. Been genetically modified. Y'all been changed to up. So, moving right along. So, we got to get Satan out of God's way. They say in the article it says it's going to take them now 3 to 5 years before they come out with a commercial genetically modified wheat. I think it'll be at least no more than 3 years. It's not going to be 5 years. So they cranking this bad boy up.
Right.
Because at the same time they're cranking that up. Y'all hear about this brother who got $289 million in a lawsuit against Monsanto? Y'all hear about that? Hear about that? They wanted him last week $289 million because he said he got cancer from using Roundup, Monsanto's Roundup.
Right.
Now when you look, the black farmers, we went to court to save 3,000 black farmers. They come out with a $2.5 billion for about 20,000 people. And here you get one black man $289 million. And they say there's about 4,000 people lined up in line to go to court to get that money. Now what they up to? They get ready to sink Monsanto. Monsanto's already been bought up by Bayer. See these Jews, they be playing something a long time in advance. Monsanto is already been bought up by a bigger company called Bayer. That means that Bayer can afford to pay the lawsuits. So now they let that lawsuit been there for a while. But now they got to set up the paperwork. So, because Monsanto couldn't handle that by itself. So Bayer bought Monsanto, knowing it's about to go down there. And so now they're going to pay off these payments. Then they're going to come back and say, well, Roundup, we don't think that it's connected to cancer. But so many other people do that we decided to pull it off the market. Now, what does that mean? See, some things, I got a PhD, but they ain't teach me this stuff in college. I learned this from being on the farm and farming myself, begin to see what's really happening.
Right.
Down where I'm at, all of the farmers down there got genetically modified corn, soybeans, not peanuts yet, but and not wheat, but corn, soybeans, and cotton. All that stuff is genetically modified. So that with Roundup, genetically modified means that they put a gene into the corn, soybeans, and cotton, so that they can spray Roundup, and Roundup kills anything green. But if this plant, this corn plant, has that germ in it, it's immune to Roundup. So that means that they don't even need tractors to go through plowing no more.
Right.
They can plant whole size of a county with that crop and then fly in the chemical to kill the weeds. Because the weeds is what's going to take the juice from your crop. Plus at harvest time, they have specialized equipment to replace humans, but they can't take them weeds. they tear them up. So, and even the wheat, they've been spraying Roundup on wheat, not to kill the weeds in the wheat, but to kill the wheat. So that all the wheat will be dead and dry when it's time to harvest, so they can take these big harvesters. They got an 80-foot head on it. Got a bathroom in there for 2 men to work all day and night. They don't have to get off the track to go to the bathroom. That's how big these combines are to harvest wheat. And so to get the benefit, you can't be worried about no weeds, and you can't be going through, well, you planted this in November 15th, but you planted this December 5th. So the one that's November 15th is ready, but the one December 5th ain't quite ready yet. So what they do is they spray it all with Roundup, kill everything, dry it down, so now they can go and cut the whole thing. Only problem is, now they're finding Roundup in cornflakes, Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms. Charms ain't lucky no more. So it's in there for no reason other than to make it quick in the harvesting, and it does nothing for the growth of the wheat. It's just to make it quick in harvesting, so you can huge areas with equipment. So, and when they remove Roundup, these farmers are going to quit.
Right.
Because they cannot harvest that stuff in cotton. Oh, they got weeds out there taking the cotton machines up. They didn't mind them when we was picking to tear your fingers up, but they got these machines, they got these metal fingers on it. You can't deal with them weeds, the big weeds. They tear them up. So when they remove Roundup, the big farmers are just going to quit, sell it, and go to Europe or go to the beach. The children ain't going to pick it up.
Right.
So it's going to be for sale.
All right now.
But you better have your own seeds.
Right.
And you better have your own system of growing and harvesting it, because you're going to have more humans involved in the process than they got right now.
Right.
They replaced the humans with the chemicals. And now that they got the whole world, especially the West, especially America, dependent on the chemicals, just like the South was dependent on the slaves, and the North got rid of the South slaves and destroyed the economy of the South. They're going to destroy the chemicals to destroy agriculture, period. These farmers go quit. I know this. I see it already. I try to go fishing. Last year we went fishing, and it wasn't nothing but crackers down there every damn way. I said, what is going on? Are there any crackers left in the middle of Georgia? They're down there waiting on the tsunami. These white folks are crazy now. They're going to be there to videotape the tsunami. See, white folks don't like it here. Like I told you, this man, he get tripped up by an ant. You understand what I'm saying? They don't like their skin. I went to school with a white prep school, and this guy came to class, and he looked like that right there. I said, man, what happened to him? He was burnt up. He was red. He was brown red, cracking skin. He said, whatever. He fell asleep underneath a lamp, a tanning lamp. You mean you're gonna risk your life to be brown, but yet you hate us? Man, that's. I mean, you put that in your mind. I hate niggas, but I want to look like them. Look like them. I hate fat lip, eye, nose, fat behind, but I want some of that. So I'm gonna go to plastic surgery, give me some lips, give me some behind. I stopped off coming back at Dunkin' Donut, and I should have took some pictures. I saw some real white folks in Dunkin' Donuts. Flat. These are the real ones here. They can't afford that Botox and all the other stuff they be doing. My daughter, I know what's going on. My daughter, she is a plastic surgeon.
Right.
And so she be making behinds and breasts and tightening up stomachs. She called it fat exchange. She moves one fat from one part of the body to the next.
That's what he do.
Get paid good. She get paid a lot of money. So a lot of them, you see them white girls, you be like, ooh, look at that, she got a butt. Yeah. Made in America. Okay? But when that stuff way down, she gonna way down too. And then by the time y'all been in there about 20 years, maybe even just 15 years, all of a sudden it go boom. Everything gonna fall. So it won't fall for the okey doke. We'll get you a black woman. Okay? A black woman. You know, Puerto Rican, don't get tricked by Puerto Rican. Because why? Puerto Ricans love their own self. And you go out and get in a fight with some Puerto Ricans. That's what they win. It's the best thing with your own. Because they will beat you up. They'll beat you up. Okay, so we must leave so we can lead humanity away from the poison that Satan intends to feed. He has broken into the DNA of wheat to poison the world's daily bread and make the staff of life into a weapon to be fed. GMO is Satan's high-tech Trojan horse, and modified wheat is his weapon of choice. We are not fighting for a bigger house until we rid the planet of this man-made louse. We don't want more crumbs from the master's table. We want Satan to fall on his own GMO saber. Free the people, free the wheat, free the land. Take our future from Satan's hand.
That's right.
Okay? Get beyond yourself,
Right?
black man and woman. Okay? Start thinking about the whole. Yeah. I don't know they have me a big house. Okay? But it's 196,940,000 square miles of earth that belongs to me. I want that I can control, and then I can be satisfied with a house. But I can't be satisfied with a big house that a cracker can come in a day and take it from me.
Right.
Come in there and shoot me and say he was protecting himself.
Right.
Huh? Or I lose a job and he come and take it
Right. Right.
because he fired me from his job.
Right.
I don't want no crap like that. So I stayed on the farm and I double wide trailer. My wife turned it into a, y'all go to Facebook, you see that. She turned it to garden, she turned it to heaven out there. I stayed on a double wide trailer. My change come. But you know, this crack ain't got nothing he can give me except for him to die.
Right.
That's the only thing he can give me. The only reason I ain't killed him is because I believe that we got a plane that can do it for me and I ain't got to do that. That's the only reason why I ain't killed him some crackers. I've been thinking about this for a long time. Since '69. But I joined the nation because Elijah Muhammad said there's a plane that can kill them all overnight. I said, okay, all praise be to Allah. I'll put you. Because I can't kill enough crackers before they get me.
Right.
Not enough for me to be satisfied.
Right.
So, I thank the white man for buying Whole Foods. And I thank the white man for reducing seedless watermelon. Now, this is a white watermelon. What I mean by it is flat. And it's got coloration in there, but it ain't got no form to it. No seed, that's just flat. Now that's a real watermelon. It got seeds in it. People so lazy in America
Come on.
that they don't want to spit out a seed.
Ain't that
Now that's sorry. That's sorry. So you want to get something that ain't got nothing, that ain't alive. You want to eat something that ain't alive that look like something is alive because you're too lazy to spit out a seed. That's sorry. Now, this year, I'm coming to a picture. I thought I had a picture here. I don't have it either. We did a lot of watermelons this year. A lot blessed us for a lot of watermelons, and y'all got quite a few up here, so all praise to Allah. and I was told this is my best crop of watermelon. In terms of the taste, the size, I was told it's the best. All praise to Allah.
That's right.
But I saw the hand of God. Master Farad Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, on the wheel. I saw their hand in the production of this crop.
That's right. Big thing.
On May 19th, I had planned to have a weed pulling festival at the farm. Shut up. I know he wouldn't. A weed pulling festival at the farm. But the weatherman said that it was going to rain. So I said that I changed it to the 26th of May. And sure, before that weekend came, it said it's going to be raining again. So I canceled it again because, you know, people come and they can't go in the field. So I canceled it again. So then I started, you know, Mr. Farrakhan say stuff to you, you know. He said, what? Watch the weather.
Right, that's right.
So I said, wait a minute. Something is going on. There's a change in the weather pattern. It doesn't rain like this time of year. We get a little bit of rain, but not like this every day.
Right.
So I started looking at the weather maps.
Right.
And this comes from AccuWeather, May 29th. And this is Cuba. This is Florida. The rains started in Cuba and moved up through Florida and into Georgia. But why all of a sudden, ain't no rain here? And look at the shape of that. That's part of a circle. Weather don't do that. May 30th. The next day, coming out from over Havana, Cuba, you can see ain't no rain here, just here. It shows up, it goes all the way up. I followed this thing all summer, even to yesterday. Not every day, but I would check it every day. And then someday I would catch this. And then that rain come on up, and we know we will get droughts in about 2 days. Coming from Cuba. Now, why is Cuba so important? Well, Mr. Farrakhan said, if you want to see what heaven would look like, or what God would do if he was to start to build heaven, go to Cuba. Because them people have fought America.
Right.
Sanctions.
Yeah.
In the fall of Russia that they used to depend on.
Right.
And they have been able to survive. When Russia fell, every Cuban, the average Cuban lost 20 pounds in 1 year.
Wow.
But they didn't give up. They didn't give up.
That's right.
And they kept on to the now. They're able to feed themselves well, take care. Got sent doctors all over the world. They got free health care.
That's right.
They got free education all the way through the PhD or MD level, free. They got free housing. Everybody got a place to stay. Everybody got a job. Everybody got a ration of food. It's guaranteed. Every month they bring them some potatoes, rice, black beans, and some more crop, and the wheat. And the wheat, when we was down there, some people bake their own bread, but there's places in the community that bake the bread. There's no sign saying bakery. Everybody know where to go to get their bread.
Right.
Get their bread. So he said, why has Cuba not been attacked? I know one reason is that in Cuba, the people in the city don't have the guns. We found it in 2006 when we went down there. They don't have the guns. The farmers have the guns. And the farmers have to have extra food always available in case there's an emergency or an attack. If there's an attack on Cuba, on the cities, everybody can get into a bus, and Havana has 2 million people. They can get everybody out of Havana in 11 hours.
Wow.
Not the cats, not the dogs, not your radio. Everybody put on their uniform. And they get on the bus, and that bus takes them to a farm. And that farm has the food and the guns, and the farmer teach them how to kill.
Oh, wow.
model the Father.
Right.
And so this summer, I saw the other reason. And I know that's another reason because Mr. Farrakhan gave us a lot of material to read about the UFOs. What time is it? You know, it gets going. And in that, he had some information about over Cuba in the early 70s. These two jets, American jets, were flying over Cuba, and one jet saw the other jet get disintegrated. Poof. So what were they doing over Cuba anyway? So Master Farad Muhammad, Ahmad Muhammad, just gave them a little message.
Right.
Master Farad Muhammad gave them a message. Look, leave them alone, I'll kill you.
Right.
Over there.
Stay from over there. So Cuba has been protected. Internally and externally. So I asked Allah for a sign from me personally, you know, that he's real and to show the people. I asked him, he didn't do what I asked him to do, but you know, I'll take this. What I asked him to do, shut up. What I asked him to do is I want him to take a submarine and put it on top of an aircraft carrier. And then put the whole thing in the middle of the DC Mall. You imagine them coming to Congress that day, and they seen an aircraft carrier with a submarine sitting on top of it, sitting right in front of the Congress. Then they got, you know, cut the cameras off, cut the cameras off. How we gonna get that out of here? How they get there? How we gonna get that out of here? So that's what I want. Okay? But he gave me this, so I accepted. All praise to Allah. And it helped me and us.
Yes, sir.
Now, with all this rain, well, when I heard there was going to rain on May 29th like that, I jumped in my tractor and we rode all day, and he jumped into it the next morning. Went all night, and he went for 12 hours until it started raining. We plowed all our watermelon fields because we knew we would not be able to get back in there. And sure enough, it rained for 2 weeks straight. And the crops grew, the vines grew,